Hello, everybody. This is Dee, and welcome back to the Eyes Wide Shut Podcast '07. And we're here talking with Cedric. Please make sure, ladies and gentlemen, that you like, subscribe, and add comments to his podcast. We love to hear from you. We both review all of the comments and we love to respond to what you think. All right. So today's topic, let's talk about older women and younger men,
Okay.
which are so nicely called
That's different.
cougars.
Okay.
What's your take on that?
Well, I think the slang word cougar wasn't meant for the 60, 70, and 80-year-old woman. But because I think life has fooled women to think 40 is the new 30, 50 is the new 40, 60 is the new 50, this is the new that. That's not true because your body don't say that. You might say that the way you dress and the way you look, but your body don't say that. Most back in the day, cougars was women that were 50 years old. You was 50, 55, 45, you call yourself a cougar. Why? Because you were dating 19-year-old men, boys, as you ask me, 30-year-old men, 40-year-old men, 18-year-old men. That's why they was calling themselves cougars. 60-year-old women wasn't calling themselves cougars. 70-year-old women weren't calling themselves cougars because last time I checked, cougars had energy. Most 60, not all of them. Most 60 and 7-year-old women, it's not going to be able to hang with a 19-year-old, a 20-year-old, a 30-year-old, 40-year-old. And most men know this. But these days, women call themselves cougars, and I don't understand why, because of the fact they can't keep up with the younger guy that they want to date, but because they look a certain way, they dress a certain way, and I got to give it to them. A lot of these women in their 60s and 70s look better than some of these women at 40s and 50s. But your body don't say that. Your looks might say that, but your body don't say that. Why do I don't agree to women in their 60s and 70s calling themselves cougars, then running backwards and dating a man 20 years or 30 years or younger than them? Because when it's all said and done, you're gonna live most of your life by yourself. Because because you're putting a lot of time into somebody that's not gonna be there with you in the long haul. You 70 years old, you dating a 19-year-old or 30-year-old, in 10 years you're gonna be 80, he gonna be 40. Do you think he's still gonna be with you? Or do you think that you don't put all that time off into a younger guy? You're all excited, he all excited, but time ain't gonna keep you together. That's why I don't recommend older, just like older men, but we're doing women next. The next post and channel is gonna be about older men, but we on older women now. I don't agree to it because the best years of your life you give it to somebody that's not gonna be with you in the long run. When you get sick, you think a 19. Excuse me. When you get sick, you think a 19-year-old or 20-year-old, 30-year-old, you 60 years old or 70 years old, you get sick. Do you honestly think a 30-year-old man gonna sit there right under you, be there 24/7, giving you medication, you this, you that? I don't recommend it. Cougars are women in their 50s, 50, 55. Back in the day, that was a cougar. Only reason why they upgraded the age limit for cougar, because women are looking better in their 60s and 70s, but your age and your body says the same. You still older.
Okay.
Cut it out. Foolishness.
Let's wait a minute. Hold on. Because women aren't cougaring just to be cougaring. And since we're talking about bodies and how they change as they age, let's talk about one of the reasons why women are attracted to younger men. Because the older men can't perform like they used to. Whereas they know they're going to get a run for their money from a younger man. So, what you got to say about that?
This is what I got to say about it. If you 60, 70, 80 years old, you're not going to give a young man a run for his money because you're going to be burnt out quicker. He want to go. Your body, not all women, that's, because I don't know nothing about a woman's body. Not all women 60s, 70s, and 80s. But I can best bet Your body ain't ready to deal with a 19-year-old, a 30-year-old, a 40-year-old. Also, it shouldn't be about sex anyway. It should be about that's your boyfriend, that's your man, that's your you go here with, you go that way. But guess what? In a lot of cases, it's all about sex and a woman giving a man her money. If it's a younger man, because he only there for two things: your money first and sex second. He's not gonna take you around his homeboys. He's not gonna take you around his parents. You know, you think a 19-year-old or 30-year-old gonna bring you around his mom and dad or around to the family union? You 60 years old or 70 years old. He 30 years old. He not brings to the family union. But I know a lot of women that's in their 60s and 70s and 80s date men young. I'm not saying don't do it. But I'm saying that in the results, don't be upset behind it when this man 10 years later, when you're 10 years older, he's 10 years older, now he wants something younger, and you upset because he don't want you no more. You wasted your time with somebody that you already know down the line is not going to be there. When life takes over, that trust me, he's not going to be there. That's why I understand why women call themselves cougars when they're in their later years, instead of getting somebody in your later years that's going to be there for you. Cougars are when you're in your 50s, 55, those are cougars. That's always been the age of cougars. Only reason why they upgraded the age because women now are looking better in their 50s, in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. Just because you look better, your body is still 60, 70, 80 years old. Once again, I'm not talking about all women break down at that age, but I know that that time says that when you get in your 70s, 80s, and 90s, the 60s, your body's going to break down. You can either waste it with a youngster that's running through you, or you find you a man that's going to be there for you. Nobody's saying date a man your age. If you 60, date a 60-year-old. You 70, date a 70. I didn't say that. Why not go for the 40 or the 50-year-old? But that's not what they're doing these days.
Okay, so if a woman chooses to go with a younger guy, I don't think she's going, especially if it's a cougar age difference. And when I say cougar, I mean like 10, 15, 20-year difference. Okay. So, like, say, for instance, a 65-year-old woman dating a 55-year-old. I don't think she trying, or 40-year-old even. She not trying to take him. They not dating to be dating to take you around they people and stuff. She got an ulterior motive. She wants somebody to crack her back. And if she got money to take care of him, and he can ride in her car, take her money, I'll take you out to eat, crack the back. But that's what they into.
But it shouldn't be like that. Then she's a waste of time, and she's wasting her time. Because what about being happy?
That's happy.
No, you only have sex. You can't have sex 24 hours a day. You can't you can't do that 24 hours a day. You have sex. Let's go your route. She in it for sex. They have sex. Let's say they have sex for 4 hours. The other 20 hours in a day, what else they doing? That's my point. People put time off into that. What about he not taking you to the movies?
Why not? You go to the movies
because he don't want to be seen with you.
It's dark in there.
He don't want to be. If you a cougar and he 30 years old or 40 years old and you 55 or 60 years old, he not taking you to the movies. He not taking you to the family reunion. He not taking you to the beach. He not taking. And if he do take you anywhere, trust me, it's gonna be just you and him. It ain't gonna be a whole bunch of people looking. It ain't gonna be a whole bunch of people watching. If it's a sexual thing, okay, let's go. Like what you just said. Okay, it's a sexual thing. But after the sex is over with, it's 20 hours and a day left. What's next?
That's when you do the going out to dinner, and yeah, there's older men.
But he's not taking you out to dinner.
Taking the younger woman.
I've been to Papados, and I've been to all kind of eating fancy food places eating. I've never seen a cougar, and there are plenty of women that date younger guys. So put that in perspective. But I've never seen an older woman in Papados, all these fancy restaurants I be going to. I've never seen an older woman sitting at a table with a younger guy. In a whole bunch of them date younger guys. But I've never seen them somewhere together at the movies. I've never seen them, and I'm not looking for them, but you'll notice it if you see an older woman and the younger guys, there's definitely going to be a difference. They don't go nowhere with them. Yeah, it's a lot about sex. You want her back crack. Okay, once you get your back crack, then you at home watching the soap operas or watching a Family Feud or sitting at home with your cats until he come back over to crack your back again.
Mission accomplished. It just depends upon
But what about the rest of her life?
It depends upon what you're looking for. Maybe she's been there, done that, had the multiple husbands, had the relationships that didn't work out. And maybe she just at the point where she's like, hey,
I think it's sad. Fun. My apologies for interrupting you. No, but I think it's sad for a woman to want sex that bad to where she'll give up life, living her life with a good man that wants her. Not want her because she brings sex to the table and money to the table. He wants her because he loves her. She's 60, 70, 80, 90 years old. He loves her. So they're doing this together. They're doing that together. I think it's sad, but that's the world we live in. It ain't like it don't happen. So trust, believe me, I'm not sitting here talking like it don't happen. That does happen. A lot of women just date men for sexual reasons, and he can go on by his business. You know, she don't care about him not being over there. All she knows is when she pick up the phone, he need to come over there and give her what she want, and she give him a couple of dollars, and he gone by his business. So I know this is the real world we live in. But when it's all said and done, that same lady is gonna be miserable because when it's all said and done, when she think back, she gonna say, "I spent all that time with that guy, putting all my time into to this guy, to this youngster that all I wanted was sex from, and the sex was good, sex was fantastic, sex was off the wall. But what did I get out of it?"
Okay, so let's talk about the cases where it's a natural attraction between both parties. There's some younger men that prefer older women, maybe not 20 years older, but 7, 8 years older, because they've always been mature. What's wrong with that?
Say 7 or 8 years older, I don't think that's a problem. Even 10 years, even if they got a 10 years gap, I don't think that's a problem. I'm talking about the 60-year-old that's dating the 40-year-old.
Okay.
So 10 years gap, I would never think that's a problem because they right there on the verge. But there's a lot of women that's in their 60s dating guys that's in their 40s, 38. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of guys there's a lot of women in their 70s dating young, like these celebrities. They dating young guys and paying the guys. Mm-hmm. That's what you do. Mm-hmm. But when it's all said and done, I never understood why a person would trade happiness for sex. Because this is my interpretation of happiness. The sex is there. You taking you to the movies. You taking you out to dinner. You sit at home and watch TV. Sit at home and watch movies. You sit, he lay across your chest and he feeds you grapes and you play and you have fun. You go to your relative's house. These are couples that she's 65 and he's 55. They enjoying life. It ain't about sex. They love each other. They love being around each other. They love doing things together. This what I don't understand. Why are you 55 dating a 30-year-old when you don't spend time like that, and when you're not around, he's talking about you? Because trust me, he's not building you up. That's what I'm saying. A lot of women waste their time, and I'm not knocking nothing nobody do, but that's what you do. You do what you do, boo-boo. But I'm just saying, I understand why women that got all these years behind them and 15 to 20 years in front of them before a health issue set in, God forbid that happening to anybody, but I'm just being realistic. Health issues knock in, and y'all been dating for 7 years, and now you tell him that you got arthritis and you barely can walk, so they're putting you in a wheelchair. This nigga ain't for to push you around. He's 38 years old. He ain't for to do that. He for to stop coming over.
Do you think he has another woman on the side?
He gonna always have another woman on the side. Don't get me started on that one. They don't always have another woman on the side. Trust me, most guys, young guys that date older women, they always got a woman on the side.
Why?
Because check this out. Remember we just said, you just said, we just said, we said, okay, come over and have sex for 4 hours. There's 20 hours left in the day. Your response was, well, she don't need him no more. Send him on by his business. When you send him on by his business, where you think he going? They don't always have a woman on the side. If you got money, millions of dollars like these celebrity women talking to these young guys, and you can't do nothing with him but have sex with him. When he leaves in that Ferrari or that nice car you done bought him, he got a girlfriend. Same thing about the woman that make a decent money, have a decent living, and have good finances. You don't. That man ain't finna be with you 24/7. He can't do nothing with you. What y'all gonna do? What y'all gonna do together? Come over to his house and sit and watch TV? Ain't taking you nowhere. And people that's listening to this, that's not true. That's old. That's a lot of older women that date 70-year-old women, and 80-year-old women, and 60-year-old women that date guys in their 30s that be saying some well. Think about when the last time you seen that. A 30-year-old man with a 70-year-old woman. And they're out eating. Yeah, it happens, but it don't happen often. But there's a lot of 70-year-old and 60-year-old and 80-year-old women that date young men. And when I say young men, I mean young men. It's a waste of your lifespan. It's a waste of your lifetime. I'm not trying to. I'll never tell a woman what to do to make her happy. But I'm trying to understand. You get 4 hours of sex, 3 hours of sex, however long it takes, to where he's tired and you tired, and he leaves. Then what else you doing with the rest of your life other than calling your girlfriends over?
Well, I say life is what you make it.
Yeah.
And if that makes you happy, I say go for it.
But don't be upset with the end results when he finally want to come by.
That part. Right.
That's all I'm saying. Do what you 100% right. Do what you like. Date who you want to date. But you have no right to be upset when he decides to say, I don't want no more of that. And you don't see him again. You can't be upset. You chose to put all that time that you could have put in with somebody that's going to be there, ride or die 24/7. What some woman might say, well, an older man might not be there neither. But your chances are better with an older man. And I leave it like that.
Well, I would hope that if they put that much time into each other, that feelings would develop and that he would care for her enough to make sure that she's good and taken care of. But I take your opinion very seriously. So, Lady Cougars, be aware. Know what you're doing. Know what you want. Cedric, anything else would you like to add?
Well, I just want to say I would like everybody to comment. I really want to hear with folks because I made a post YouTube on my YouTube channel about the same thing, and my comment box is full, and I've been still trying to answer everybody. And when I get through here, I must go back and start trying to answer because I had a lot of comments on what I had to say. I want to comment so I can know that how do you feel about what I'm saying? Do you feel like it's a positive? Do you feel like it's a negative? Do you have anything to add to it? So please subscribe to my channel because I'm trying to build my channel up. I'm just getting started with this. I know everybody been doing this for 15, 10, 5 years. I'm just getting started with this. And I'm trying to build my channel up because I got a lot of information I want to bring across the board. My channel is, I'm Cedric. My channel is Eyes Wide Shut Podcast 07. Please subscribe, like. Give me a heads up about what you think about it. And I hope y'all enjoyed my conversation, my commentary, and everything I say. Hope everybody enjoyed it because I enjoy talking to you guys. Up until again, I'm out. Thank you very much for y'all time. I'm out.